Well, howdy there, folks. Welcome back to Stewie MTG. And for deck 2 of 4 of my Naya-colored commander decks, we've got Gahiji, or Gahiji. I don't know. I'm probably butchering the name. Honored One. 2 red, green, white for a 4/4 beast. Whenever a creature attacks one of your opponents or a planeswalker that an opponent controls, that creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So I wanted to do Beast Tribal, and since the commander incentivizes, number one, turning creature sideways and attacking, that's the direction that we're going to go. So in order to cast these big, beefy beaters, we have a bunch of ramp in the form of mana rocks. Moss Diamond, Marble Diamond, Fire Diamond, Groll Signet, Groll Locket, Groll Cluestone, Commander Sphere. And moving on to our enchantments that help us along the way, we've got Rhythm of the Wild to help against those blue counter decks. Also, it gives them the option of having either +1/+1 or haste through Riot. Garruk's Uprising card draw, and as well as giving our creatures trample. A lot of our beasts do, but some don't. Elemental Bond for card draw. Trudge Garden, there is somewhat of a very minor life gain something in here through a few cards, and it has come in handy the couple of times I've played this deck. Triumph of Ferocity, once again, normally I'm going to have the creature with the highest power. I get to draw a card. Fires of Yavimaya, haste, and lastly, Primeval Bounty, because who doesn't like a 2-for-1 on beasts? Also, we have our non-beast creatures in the form of Druid of Anima and Notvine Mystic for Mana Dorks. We have ourselves a Proud Wild Bonder. The creatures that do have trample can assign their combat damage as though it wasn't blocked. That is a great ability to have with giant beasts. We have our only changeling in the form of Changeling Titan. 7/7, it's going to get the bust from the beasts. I'm more than happy. And a non-beast End-Raze Forerunners as an overrun effect. With that, let's actually dive into our beasts. In mana value order, Arboreal Grazer as a form of ramp, Garruk's Companion, Brush Strider, and Colonian Tusker for some early beats, Garruk's Harbinger, just a recent addition of Manglethorn. Decks, especially lately, it seems like are more and more artifact heavy, especially because the last few sets, so needed to include some more removal. We have a very beautiful Love-Struck Beast. Leatherback Baloth. Okay, folks, time out for story time with Uncle Chris. In Zendikar Limited and Zendikar Constructed, I ran a mono green deck with Leatherback Baloth, and we're going to fast forward here a little bit to another beast, Terra Stomper. Coupled that with some removal and some ramp, and we had ourselves a good old-fashioned green Stompy deck. And for the Friday Night Magic group that I was able to go to, this deck would easily put me in the top 3 each time, at least during that block standard. So yeah, Terra Stomper and oh, come on, the previous Leatherback Baloth definitely have a spot in my heart for helping to win quite a few games. We got ourselves Krosan War Chief to help reduce the cost of those beasts. We have Kahira the Orphan Guard, not as a companion, but just in the 99, to give the +1/+1 and vigilance. We've got a nice shiny woolly Thoktar. Stampeding Wildebeests. No, this is not the Lion King. Uvenwald Oddity was just a recent addition. Another legendary in Anara Wolvid Familiar. Mold Shambler for that removal. Nessian Game Warden. to be able to kind of card filter. Thrag Tusk for the life gain. Blossoming Bog Beast, once again, life gain. Indrik Storm Howler as removal. Nessian Demlock as removal. Nylea's Forerunner to help add that trample. Just added this today, a very well-worn Megalanoth. Once again, Vigilance, Trample. Whenever it blocks a creature, it can deal damage to that creature's controller equal to Megalanoth's power, which is great. We've got ourselves a Thunderfoot Baloth to give our commander a little buff. Sparkbreaker Behemoth in order to give some indestructible. Keep mana open if you know that there's a board wipe coming. Siege Behemoth. Combat damage as though it wasn't blocked, basically a backup of that other human. Krosan Tusker, mainly for the cycling. I don't think I've ever cast Krosan for his regular mana cost. We've got Gargadon in here just for fun. I've really considered taking it out and instead putting in my Beast of Bogarden just for the flavor fun, but we've got ourselves Sproutback Trudge. Once again, kind of that life gain synergy. And the other Gargadon, the greater Gargadon, here in a nice fancy foil etched. We've got just 3 Planeswalkers. We've got ourselves Garruk Unleashed. Create those 3/3s. Garruk Wildspeaker. Oh yes, create those 3/3s. And Garruk Primal Hunter. Oh, more 3/3 beasts. Some instants and sorceries. Destructive Revelry. Harrow. Naya Charm. Beast Within. Return of the Wildspeaker. Rampant Growth. Hull Breach. Shamanic Revelation. Overrun. A recent addition, this foil Herd Migration. And Big Fat Fatty in Azuri's Predation. This can make some tokens. With that, we move on to our non-basic lands. Gruul Turf, Temple of Abandon, Rugged Highlands, Evolving Wilds, Timber Gorge, Jungle Shrine, Biotanical Plaza, Boros Garrison, Path of Ancestry, Terramorphic Expanse, Thornlight Bridge, Gruul Guildgate, Kazandu Refuge, Restvale Bridge, Mossfire Valley, Tranquil Expanse, Cinderglade, and lastly, Slagwood's Bridge. This has been Gahiji or Gahiji Beasts, and this has been Stewie MTG. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you all later.